catch that one.
Wasn't at the prayer meeting.
Okay, notice is hereby given of a regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the District to be held at 105 Port Road, Port Isabel, Texas, on the 27th day of April 2016 at the hour of 6 p.m. for the consideration of the business of the agenda below. This notice is posted at the office of the District on April 21st at 1:15 p.m. in accordance with the Texas Opens Meeting Act, and a copy has been furnished to the County Clerk in Cameron County, Texas. This meeting is called to order. There is a quorum, minus Martin Cantu Jr. He is not present. Everyone else is present. Would everybody rise for the invocation and the pledge, please?
Nor will be.
Heavenly Father, we thank you again for another day that you've provided us to meet with Water District business. We just ask you to give us wisdom and knowledge, Lord, to continue to make the right decisions, and that we move forward and trying to do our best to serve our community. We just thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3 is invitation to the audience for discussion. Anything, gentlemen? Out there in the audience? No?
I do have something that just came up. They just advised me that Mr. Joseph Monsivais acquired his A license this morning.
Good.
So
Right.
he's at the water treatment plant, so that's good for him.
Awesome.
And the district.
Congratulations.
Yes. And I wanted to announce that San Juana's not in today. She had lost a brother, so she's out.
All right, item 4, consider and approve minutes for the regular meeting of April 13th, 2016.
So much.
Motion by Mr. Thomas,
Second.
second by Mr. Wells. Any comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next item is General Manager's Report. Mr. Galan?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I'd like to, we had 5 HR candidates, top candidates that we interviewed, and the top contender, she's here today, Mary Gamboa. I wanted to introduce her to the board. You want to come up here and just maybe say a couple of words?
Sure.
But she's going to be starting May the 2nd, May 2nd.
Next
and
week.
She'll be our HR and payroll.
Okay. All right, what's your name?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Mary Gamboa, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to show my talents and be part of this family. I am sure that I can prove to you that I can exceed your expectations, and I'm looking forward to be part of this family.
What's your last name?
What do you do?
Gamboa.
Gamboa. Wasn't paying any attention to him.
Well, I'm the deaf one.
No problem, sir. Gamboa.
Can I ask
Nice
what
to
your
meet you.
background is, or where you come from, or
Of course, I have
where you're joining us
experience.
from?
Sure. I have experience. I worked 11 years in Brownsville PUV as a senior human resources assistant. I'm currently working in Trico Products. I'm handling payroll, everything that has to do with taxation, reporting, or salary non-exempt, exempt, and hourly employees. It's 3 different types of payroll systems, and I'm also assisting on everything that has to do with human resources as FMLA, labor law, and
You didn't have anybody left.
yes.
Oh, Trico. Oh, Trico.
And I'm currently living here in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, so you're a resident for this
It'll
also?
be a lot closer.
Good.
All right.
Oh,
Thank
good
you,
deal.
Mark.
Thank you.
Welcome, thank you.
The next item that I have is that I wanted to advise the board that I completed my continued education at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. I will be graduating in June up in Austin, so I'll probably take a day off.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so. No, I did. There's a lot of, everything that I do is what I was trained for, because it's a certified public manager. So I learned quite a bit. I'm hoping that I can utilize everything that I learned here, because that's what it's all about, public management.
At whose expense?
my own.
His own. His
Oh,
own.
you guys, you know, you provide my funds also because the district pays my
Your salary.
payroll, my salaries.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
He paid on his own.
yeah, which is fine. Yeah.
Congratulations, Carlos.
That's right, he
Thank
makes the
you.
big money.
Can I ask why the graduation is in Austin?
Yes.
Why is it there if the course
Because they have the main university up there and they have the main graduations up there. So, I know that, the last, graduation was in December, so they have June and December, like throughout the year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, they do.
Thank you.
Huge accomplishment,
Thank you.
personally and professionally.
The next, item that I have is, I hope I provided a copy of the evaluation form. Oh, it wasn't in there? It
No.
wasn't, it's in the packet?
It's in our
It's in the
packet.
packet.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, it's in the packet.
You get the
So,
lump of
that way
coal.
you guys can, get ready for May 13th is my, May 13th is my next evaluation, and our next board meeting is May 11th. So y'all can, you know, start writing down stuff, and then, hopefully y'all wanna have, executive session on that one.
On the 11th?
And then see what I can. But I
This
did
will just
provide,
be four of us to do it.
I provided, the chairman, last year's, evaluation, so
Okay.
y'all can call him up if you have questions
Okay.
on anything. And that's all I have for right now.
All right. Any questions, comments? Thank you, Carlos. Let's move on to item 6, District Engineers Report. Mr. Ortiz.
All right, well, I'm just giving you an update. We had Texas Water 2016 last week, so we had 3 employees go, myself, Noe Cantu, and Pablo Ochoa. All of us were there for the full conference. And, you know, it was just good exposure to the technical sessions. We got basically 9 to 11 hour operating hours credit for our continuing education. And, you know, saw a lot of good programs on reuse and sludge management. And then even, you know, talking to the exhibitors, one of the ones we ran into was the guys who provide the air piping for the sewer plants at the island. And so I think we're going to have some good follow-up work, meeting with those guys to help get our efficiency improvements going. And they even have some blowers that are a lot lower cost than our turbo compressors, which are on the plan right now. So I'm going to take a look at what they have to offer and see if that's going to work out better for us to get the rehabs going on the island.
Okay, good. Yes, sir, Mr. Thomas.
The new blowers on the island, are they gonna be the variable speed blowers or constant?
Well, they have VFDs are built into them now.
What?
They'd be variable speed.
Okay, and we're gonna have oxygen sensors on these?
Yes.
All right.
And then the thing is, a lot of our piping leaks all over the place, so to really get our efficiency, we have to fix the piping, the air piping system.
It helps, yeah.
Yeah.
It would help, yeah.
You gotta keep the air on the outside, so the air on the inside doesn't get into the air on the outside.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, but I made real good contacts in Fort
Sorry,
Worth.
guys.
That makes sense.
That's a joke.
Well, the general manager that I met in Fort Worth, his company, they're the ones, he represents the same company that.
Well, how many leaks do we have in this air system?
Oh, where do you start?
You're talking about, pipes on the island, so, you know.
Okay, our monthly bill at Andy Bowie Electricity is $13,000, and that main air header going from the blower building to the piping, you just see everything going. So it's pretty bad. You know,
Duct tape doesn't work?
it's a line of repairs over repairs. So it needs to be like replaced. But you know, our monthly bill, electrical bill there is over $13,000 a month.
I know.
So we gotta fix it.
Why do you think I requested all this
Yeah.
mess?
But you said you saw a vendor there that might have a pump that's.
Well,
that.
I saw a good vendor. They're ETT. They've been around forever. They're probably under a previous company name. They're the ones who installed these Corsair blowers when we first built it. And of course, they made improvements over the years, you know, to secure them, get better locking mechanisms and stuff, so they don't start breaking off. And then they also have a blower system, and they can get us the DO controls as well. That's less expensive than some of the other turbo compressors that are on the market. So their general manager, who actually represents the same company that's on our record drawings, like as far as their name, GH something or other, GH Systems, I think, they're going to come down and help us work on getting the plan set together this summer. So that'll be our task for the summer to get it out for bid.
Awesome.
And so that's basically was the biggest exhibitor I found. I don't know if you want to mention anything else from the conference, Noe, or?
I just want to say that from you, it was really great, nice experience
actually, on Friday I did present. Evan and I, we presented our project on our potable reuse, and so we got a ton of positive feedback. We met with Russell Schreiber from Wichita Falls, and he basically gave us an open invitation, hey, come talk to us if you need help with anything, or coordinate. The state as a whole, you know, they really want to see potable reuse become, like, you know, raise awareness of it, and just let it be treated on an equal footing with other, you know, alternative water sources and alternatives that are out there. And so it was a real good exposure for our project. You know, we were able to showcase what we've been doing, and you know, it was a pretty good conference. So that's kind of where we're at. And so I guess the next item is our Port Isabel wastewater treatment update. And aside from spending the last 2 weeks trying to recover encrypted files, because we've had a pretty serious virus hit our system, I kind of finally got going again today with files that had gotten, you know, encrypted by a virus on April 13th. And so basically, the real estate application to the Corps, I'm hoping to get that wrapped up and mailed out tomorrow. And we've also received comments from Texas Water Development Board. Their environmental reviewer gave us comments, which we had to reply by April 28th, and I took care of those today, basically. We had comments for our water conservation plan. We needed to give some updates to get it declared complete, and we got that taken care of, so that comment's closed out. And, you know, we're on track. We're looking to try to close by September. For the pipeline construction, we have to limit it to non-nesting season, so we can only build our pipeline after September 16th, and we have to be done.
Slow down, back up.
Our pipeline for, you know, to get out to the bay.
Yes.
We can only build during non-nesting season. So our only non-nesting season.
Okay.
And so basically we have to start, our earliest start date is September 16th, and we have to be out of there by March 14th. And that's our only window to build the pipeline because of all the environmental regulations out there.
Oh, gotta love it, man.
That's when the ocelots aren't made.
Yeah,
unless you want to do a
attacking
nesting
them
survey,
birds.
and then if you hit a nest, you have to stop work until you can figure out when the bird's going to go away.
How's the pipeline going on the island?
Which one?
The one down.
Oh, they're doing pretty good. They're doing good.
Like it's gonna go over
I
that.
turned it over there.
Oh, you're going to come that one?
No, I don't have it.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, we have, the contractor's doing fantastic. I mean, they have 2 crews running down. I think they're almost close to Haas.
No,
Or where we at?
they already got to Haas. Now all they're gonna be working on is on the crossings going over.
What blew out at Beach House?
I don't know.
Beach House. I heard there was a late night,
Break.
yeah.
Yeah, that's happening, that, they're breaking the lines like late in the afternoon, and
Yeah,
they repaired them back.
Yeah, usually what's been happening is, when they're getting close to quitting time, I mean, there's a 2-inch that's, nobody knew it was there, and it gets taken out, but they've been taking care of them.
Well, I know, I just wondered what happened,
But
because
we had one Monday night, same thing, they were about to finish, and they just.
much
sprayed
overtime
something.
that cost us, huh?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the contractor.
us.
Yeah, it's not.
They're
Yeah.
paying
All right.
they're paying the.
They're paying the tab.
Yep.
Yeah, and this contractor's pretty good. They're not asking for material stored. I mean, we're just basically going to pay after work's complete, so it makes invoicing a lot easier. So,
Question?
let's see, where we at?
I do have another question.
Whoa. Go ahead.
We're still under the district engineer, right?
Yes.
Are we done with, the Garcia family?
No, we got our easement cleared. There no obstruction on the easement issue with the pipeline, but we're not done with them.
Okay.
There's water rights issues and then access easement.
I don't wanna.
Don't wanna talk about it.
It's not properly noticed in our agenda.
Okay.
But
That was a yes or no question, Counselor.
we're on it.
Okay.
There you go.
We're on it. We ain't done, but we're on it.
We're on it.
All right. And I guess if we can move on to the next item, we're good with the Portisville plant?
Yes.
Okay, the next one was this restore grant. I mean, I don't know if you've heard anything, but it's the money from the British petroleum spill that they're trying to figure out how to spend it. I don't even know, do you know the amount, Eddie?
We'll take it.
Yes, I can pull it up, but it's, Texas roughly has probably $1 billion or so. But the buckets and the discretionary funds, I would say about 800 million is gonna be set aside. So you have about 200 million, but they're looking to spend it. And so right now is the period of which you can submit an application.
Right.
Well, I remember all them tar balls we were sucking up into the plant. I remember that real well. I mean, Victor
Yeah.
saw 'em.
Well, we submitted a grant. I mean, half was gung-ho about it, so we let them run loose, and they did submit a grant, and it's basically addressing all our rehab needs at Isla Blanca. Yeah, at Annie Bowie, and then also addressing sanitary sewer overflows at Annie Bowie as well. And so, basically, it's a pretty good description. We'll see if, it goes anywhere. But, their estimated cost was $27 million, and the funding available is $350,000. So we'll see what it's really worth. And then go from there.
I think we're gonna do real well on that.
Yeah. I mean, if we do the flow monitoring program, that's about $100,000, which is something we really do need. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that wraps up the engineer's report.
All right, any other comments or questions? Item number 7, consider and remove from the table the following item tabled on the board meeting of April 13th, 2016. Consideration for approval to transfer the WSDC and the SSDC's accounts to capital funding ledger accounts. Can we get a motion to remove it from the table?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Thomas. Second by Mr. Wells. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is off the table. All right, move on to item number 8, consideration for approval to transfer the WSDC and SSDC's accounts to capital funding ledger accounts.
So moved.
Did we get the clarity on this, or we were talking, on one is,
I wanna bring it up under the question. We can vote it down, but let's get it on the table. I don't understand it.
Let's
But
get it on the
she's not
table.
here.
If you wanna talk about it,
Well,
get it on the table.
probably I shouldn't have pulled it out of because she's not here.
Well, I don't know if I can put my 2 cents into it, or just wait for San Juan to come back.
Whatever they want, but
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to just mention
Can
something too.
Counselor, can I move to just place back on the table until our financial officer's here?
Sure.
Okay, I'd just like to put it back on the table.
All right, so you're gonna make it a motion to put it back,
Motion to put it back on
motion
the
to table it.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, consider and approve 10 years miscellaneous easement renewal with the Texas General Land Office for a 24-inch water line crossing the Laguna Madre Bay.
All right, so you know how we approved that survey to get our meets and bounds put together earlier, a couple months ago? Well, that all worked out, and so of course we have our easement for a 24-inch water line crossing the bay that's expiring, around May. And so this is our 10-year renewal for that, to maintain that easement. And we're just gonna let the previous numbers expire and create everything under a single miscellaneous easement through this agreement.
is 10 years enough time on something like that?
Oh, that's how they issue it.
It's only 10-year increments?
Yeah.
Every 10 years, they kinda send us information to renew it.
Right, in 10 years we'll have to go through the same process.
I won't care, I'll be dead by then, so it's okay with me. You might still maybe not, you never sure.
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Wells,
Second.
second by Mr. Thomas. Further discussion, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, consider and approve additional support for the Rio Grande Regional Water Authority Regional Facility Plan.
All right, I'm waiting for my file to load, but basically, this was something from the engineer's report we discussed last time. There's been no change in anybody else contributing funding to finish out this job. I spoke to Black & Veatch earlier, and they're gonna finish the study regardless. But kind of at the end of the day, just looking at the numbers, Mission, EDC,
Oh, no, go ahead, I was just gonna, didn't we talk about $2,500?
Oh, it was 1,000.
well, it was
$1,000
1,000 on discussion. I mean, basically, right now, they need, let's see, they're-
13,000?
yeah, they're short 13,424, and essentially the Rio Grande Water Authority has no funds to cover it.
Mr. Thomas?
Back the first time this came up to me, I requested that one of our previous finance officers, I wanted to see I wanted to see the bylaws and whatever the Rio Grande Regional Water Authority was, and the key word to there is authority.
Mhm.
You can put every word in there you wanna put, 40. I read through that thing 14 times, and I couldn't find that they have authority over anything.
Well, their
They just
authority over-
happen to be there.
Correct.
And
mean,
we have to be a member,
Right, well, to give you a status
but
of
we
where
don't
that
have to
authority...
give them more than the money we're giving them.
Well, can I kind of give you a status of the authority and where they're at?
Oh.
Because Joe Barrera used to be their executive director, and he retired. And so basically, there's no real...
Great guy.
Yeah, I mean,
My
he was really...
father-in-law.
Oh, he's
Well,
better.
no wonder, you guys
Right.
just suck up, man.
Cool.
He's not even here, so I don't have to say it.
I'm gonna put it in the paper.
Cool. But I mean, you know, he was the driver behind the regional plan, that's basically how it got done. But with him in retirement, there's really no driver behind the study anymore?
Well, the study's complete. They have a plan, and I think that before next session, they're gonna come to me and say, how can we move forward and start to develop the plan? You know, actually implement the plan.
What is the plan?
The plan involves 5 different strategies dealing with surface water, brackish water, marine desalination, aquifer storage and recovery, and I just heard a presentation. We had a natural resources hearing.
Future planning
here.
and design.
Right,
Yeah,
it's basically, how can we meet the region's needs for the next 50 years? You have the state water plan, a whole bunch of water providers in the area submitted what they think their needs will be for the next 50 years. They try to quantify that into one master regional project, which is what the water board and TCQ and the state prefer. Instead of having funding or incentivizing through low interest loans, a bunch of small projects, they'd like one big project. So I think that a regional project like that will set itself apart for loan forgiveness, deferred payment, incentivized low interest loans, and get much more consideration than a bunch of small projects. But, you know, he's right, the authority needs to evolve into a true action-oriented authority.
With
Now,
authority.
Right, well, they need a revenue source, right?
Horsepower, too.
They don't have a revenue source, they don't have user fees, they don't have, so when they come to y'all and say, can you help us out, I mean, they really need that. Now, next session, I'll be looking for a revenue source for them.
Right, and Black and Beach proposed them to be able to set up their budget for executive director and everything of about $500,000 for them to be able to get started. And they need to identify the source for that. But as far as, you know, whoever can help contribute to this study, basically whatever gets paid here, the TWDB is going to match the same amount to the existing planning grant.
And, the last time I recommended $1,000 is the reason that there is 13 entities that have not contributed, and we're one of them. Well, that's needed $13,000, right? So
Yeah.
it's 13 entities, so we say, well, we can, if the board, wants $1,000, donation or
Carlos, there's
supplemental.
22 entities,
Well,
at
according-
13 grand, it works out to $610 each if we all.
Looking at this, look, we got, who is this? Who is BEEC?
That's the Border Environmental Economic Commission. That's the reviewing agency for a binational
Well,
entity.
they don't cough up their 25 grand.
Well, no, they need to receive their comments first, because BEC's jurisdictional area is within 60 kilometers of the border on either side. They're a binational entity.
Well, where's Sherryland?
They're-
Well,
they're,
Sherryland ain't binational.
They're
It
a-
might be
they're a
bilingual,
bank.
but it's not binational.
BEC is a bank,
Right.
it's not a stakeholder group, they're a bank.
Well,
They're like the Water Development Board, sorta, but
Yeah,
at the federal level.
right, and their reason for not paying
Yeah,
them is they wanted
wait a
to-
minute, Counselor, are you also a lobbyist for this?
No, not at all. I have no tax
I'm gonna watch you over here.
I just know a lot about them because they're in front of my committee all the time.
You're
Right.
your father-in-law.
And the reason why the
He's
payment's
out,
out,
he's retired.
yeah, no, but the reason why that payment's outstanding is there's comments that Black and Beach needs to
Yeah.
address, and those comments are about 50% complete.
Shut up, Letty.
And once those comments are done, then they'll release payment on it.
I make a motion to give $1,000, as we discussed personally.
I don't have.
More?
No, $1,000 total. We discussed $1,000.
Well, that's extra, because we've already kicked in 3. Well,
And you wanna raise it to $4,000 from 3. We've already paid them 3, right? Correct?
No.
on December 22nd, 2014, we gave them 3 grand.
And we have funded that.
We've already funded that, yes, it's already been said. And they're short $13,000. I don't have a problem going with another 1,000.
motion's right.
I motion 1,000. Give them an additional 1,000.
Additional thousand. I'll second.
All right, motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Gotta keep
Opposed?
our lawyer happy, huh?
Motion happens.
No, in retrospect, the area has to move in a region to get stuff done, but the problem is leadership and the organization. And I would help out on, because I believe that the regionalization of these issues is a big deal. It's the only way the big stuff's gonna get done and money's gonna fall down. I mean, that's the only way.
I agree. I
My
mean,
2 cents worth.
You know, if and when the river starts drying up, we're gonna need this regional authority to really step up to the plate in Austin for us and
I think, Charles, I think that's the first time I threatened to choke you to death.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, after
I can stand up.
2 years ago, I read through it, and I said, Charles, what authority do they have? You went, well, none, they don't really have any.
Well,
idea.
And-
I mean, like, they need to, like, I think Eddie wrapped it up perfectly. They need to establish a revenue source. And once they got that set up, you know, they can really get an authority going.
And then I said, why are we giving them
They
money?
haven't lived up to their potential, but they're going to. That's one of my,
Count me in, I'll participate.
Okay.
Hey, why did
All right.
Hey, they got the money, that's all.
All right, let's go.
Choking is a bad deal for me.
All right.
Don't say choke.
Item number 11, consider and approve automatic transfer switch repair for the Isla Blanca wastewater treatment plant.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Thomas,
Second.
second by Mr. Wells. Comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Got it.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12, consider and approve the purchase of submersible pumps for lift station 21. Questions, comments? Motion, please.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wells,
Second.
second by Mr. Thomas. Any questions, comments? Whitey?
Not really.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
You gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Opposed?
So with the 3 bidders, and we got the best deal.
Yeah. Motion carries. Item 13 is consider and approve the unaudited financial statements for the month of 2016. Gentlemen, have you looked over those?
Yes,
Questions, comments? Motion, please.
I make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Friedman,
Second.
second by Mr. Wells. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 14 is consider and approve the disbursements. Questions, comments on those?
Well, let's get it on the board first. So moved.
Motion by Mr. Thomas,
Another question.
Second.
second by Mr. Wells. Question by Mr. Thomas.
What, I think this came up once before, so I'm very confused once again. Doing business with somebody in Las Cruces, New Mexico in our banking, what's that about? Somebody explain
That was a
that to
question
me?
we had, Whitey. I don't know. Las Cruces? Anybody know who's in Las Cruces?
What page you got?
Go to page 5 in disbursement.
I couldn't figure that one out. That's when we were talking. I couldn't figure that one out.
And, I'll find it here in a minute. Citizens Bank of Las Cruces,
Oh, there it is. 14,000?
14 grand. What's that? Da-da-da-da?
San Juan is not here, so we don't know.
Can I find out, so.
Give us a minute here. Page 5.
That's the payment for the first payment for the jetter truck, 14,000.
Okay.
The jetter truck
Okay.
that's the first payment for it.
Okay. You might wanna kinda note the payment for, it's just like, okay. And I'm back on, oh boy.
My account was in Albuquerque, so I know that wasn't mine.
You go back, yeah, that's right. I don't know what page it is, but we did we transported unit 21 to SWE, wherever SWE is. What's unit 21?
That's the Vector truck, the blue one. They had
Okay.
a computer problem with the engine and the computer.
Where'd they have to take it?
All the way to the Volvo dealer up in Houston.
Oh, $900 worth.
They didn't have
Okay, yeah.
the local Volvo dealer that we have here. They couldn't fix it. They didn't have the sources, resources to fix it. So we had to send it all the way up to Houston to the main one up there.
I hear you.
That's the
And
one we
then-
that's the one we just got?
No,
No.
this is the old one, the
Oh,
old one. And even the one up in Houston up there, they're having problems with it, they can't figure out, they switched out the computer in there and they're still having problems, they can't figure out what it is. So, they still have it up there.
ECM's all messed up?
Yeah.
Alright, so we have, any other
And
questions?
way on down to, what is L10? Lift station 10, is that what we're talking about? You go way in the back, got money.
You got a page on top, buddy?
Page 9.
Right?
4,300 for emergency standby pump base elbows for L10.
Station 21, Victor?
Base elbows for, yeah, lift station 10, that's the one right here. Yeah, lift station 10. Yeah, they switched out the elbows, that was the 1,047 was the elbows. The 3,269 was that emergency pump that they put up in, lift station 21.
Okay.
That loud one that they kept calling you about.
Just curious, guys, just curious. And then you spent $762 at White Lumber, but I don't know what that was for. I didn't even write the page down, but anyway. That was my only question, no more questions.
All right.
Your Honor.
We have a motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Be it that there's, no reason for executive session, Mr. Counselor? All right. Be it that there's no further, business of this agenda,
I agree.
this meeting is adjourned.